Welcome back, Super Friends. What's the hubbub? We are covering why in this video. Why Superman domestic matters more than Snyder Bros give it credit for. Beating Jurassic World, Rebirth, and Batman-verse Superman are huge victories. Now, why a Superman and Supergirl team-up movie is the right move. Why channels like Aaron Fischer and harsh critics are stuck. Let's dive in. Here, Tyrone Magnus, who didn't like the movie overall, still honestly admitted it being a domestic hit.
The fact of the matter is, with this being a domestic hit, kind of, that means we're going to get more of it. I just want them to make some changes, and I hope they do.
Yes, whether you liked it or not, it did well enough to solidify not flopping and a DCU moving forward. This really means the new era has begun. Nothing flopped, nothing stalled. After we talk numbers, I'll get more into what James Gunn has announced in the upcoming Superman saga sequel confirmation.
That Superman officially flies into home theater digital on August 15th. Wasn't that what people originally said, and these outlets said, no, that isn't going to happen? A month, 35 days after Superman was released in theaters, it is going to be available at home. If it was making the money that the studios wanted, they would hold off on the digital and continue to sell it in theaters. But the thing is, it's not selling in theaters anymore. It's over. It's done.
I'm not sure why Aaron thinks the timing of digital release equates to the success of a movie. Newsflash, Minecraft is like a billion-dollar movie, and however you feel about Superman, you know it's a worse quality film and serves to show what the current generation of kids are into. Yet guess what? It debuted in theaters on April 4th, 2025, and digital was on May 13th. That comes out to 39 days. Boom! Argument over. So Minecraft, a billion-dollar movie, went to digital in under 40 days. You don't understand the landscape of changing time in industry. Clearly, you need educated.
You know what isn't done? F1. It is getting re-released in IMAX theaters, and it is going strong. F1 is the best film I've seen this year by far. So this movie is not the hit they want. What they're trying to do is they're trying to put it on digital. And when it first comes out on digital for like the first 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to be $30 to view it at home. I think it's $24.99 to rent it or $29.99 to own it. So they're trying to get those big ticket sales again to try and make more money as quickly as they can. What would really drive people back to the theaters is not to release them so quickly on digital. Wait 6 to 8 months like they used to. Then you would get a lot more sales in theaters.
As for F1, you give it praise for being less than Superman, and you dismiss the gigantic international fan base of the sport. On the theater-run days, therein lies your answer. The landscape has changed. I would hope in a world before streaming took over, with over 50 more days in theater run, you'd sell more tickets during Man of Steel run. The fact of the matter is, these movies are finishing very closely. They'll be within, 40 or 50 million of each other. You literally can't call one a flop without the other being one. Both Superman and Man of Steel are a moderate success of different eras. Neither flopped. Back in 2016, the box office was thriving. Streaming wasn't dominating. Superhero fatigue hadn't set in, and people actually showed up in droves for every comic book film. Batman v Superman came out in that golden age, where hitting 800 million was expected for a movie featuring the two biggest superheroes in history. Now, post-pandemic, the box office is fragmented, audiences are more selective, superhero fatigue is real, and even Marvel is struggling to crack 400 million. Films have to fight for attention like never before, especially with premium VOD streaming and international markets being less predictable. So for Superman to hit 600 million in this environment, with a new actor, a rebooted universe, and no Batman or Wonder Woman to help boost ticket sales is a massive win. It's a clear sign that audiences are genuinely excited about Superman again.
At the end of the day, they just not rocking with him. They want Cavill. They want Snyderverse, and this is the proof of it. This thing almost did 600 million alone, and that was the shitty version, the choppy version, which I dislike, which everybody disliked. But as much as that film was shit, people still showed up because they like Zack Snyder's quality.
Yes, harsh. It was that bad. Batman vs. Superman reviews were mixed to trash. Audience reception was polarized, and it undermined confidence in the DCEU. The film opened huge because ding ding, Batman was added as a cash grab and being good didn't matter, so it dropped off fast due to negative word of mouth. Eisenberg was even embarrassed by how the role of Lex hurt his career. Brutal. Superman being better than Batman versus him. Superman isn't just an opinion. It's a full-on cinematic redemption arc. While Batman vs. Superman was packed with moody lighting, sad stares, and philosophical monologues about gods and men. James Gunn's Reboot throws all that out the window in favor of something far more daring, actually making Superman fun, heroic and inspiring again. It's a tonal reset that brings back color, heart, and hope, the core of what the character was always meant to be. And surprise, audiences are eating it up. David Corenswet brings the perfect balance of kindness, strength, and charm to the role.
I take the cape off one last time, but it's been a hell of a ride. See you for the next one.
He doesn't play Superman like a god who hates his job. He plays him like someone who wants to be a symbol of hope. That alone makes him more relatable than the emotionally constipated version we got in the Snyderverse. Throw in the adorable, yet surprisingly important Krypto. Yes, the Superdog actually has depth, and you've got a movie that's fun without being shallow, something the DCEU sorely needed.
I see where this is coming together. This could be cool. This could work.
The thought that I always had was what you said about Superman needs to be huggable.
Yes.
And there is something about this
That's huggable.
that's like disarming.
Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is another win. He's not just some billionaire in a suit twirling his metaphysical mustache. He's a tech bro with a superiority complex, and his motivations make sense. He's jealous, he's calculating, and he's afraid of Superman in a very human way. The reboot gets bonus points for using a villain who doesn't need to destroy the world with a laser beam in the third act to be threatening. And yes, the movie is winning critically and commercially, sitting at a certified fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes with strong audience ratings. Superman is doing something Batman v Superman couldn't, winning over fans and critics. It's not just a good Superman movie, it's a crowd pleaser that doesn't sacrifice brains for spectacle. This is what happens when you let a character be true to their roots instead of forcing them into a gritty rebrand. Now let's talk about the Snyder cult fans. Look, we get it. You love slow-mo and grayscale. You love Superman giving TED Talks about morality before punching someone through a building. But this weird belief that only the Snyder version is real cinema is laughable. Not everything needs to be a moody opera about power and pain. Sometimes a Superman who smiles, saves cats, and inspires people is exactly what we need. Not every hero needs to be one existential crisis away from retiring. Look up, not back. This isn't about erasing the past.
3, Batman.
Oh,
Oh, man, I'm just trying to end up in that movie. I really want to be in that movie.
It's about moving forward with a version of Superman that audiences, casual fans and diehards alike can actually enjoy. He doesn't need to punch Batman to prove his worth. He just needs to be Superman. Now here's where it gets exciting. The Superman saga.
Already finished the treatment for the next story in what I'll call the Superman saga. The treatment's done, which means a very, very worked out treatment, and I'm working on that, and hopefully going into production on that. Not too far away from today.
As Gunn referred to it as, rumors and interviews hint at a Superman sequel that may feature a team-up between Superman, Supergirl, and Krypto going up against none other than Brainiac. And honestly, that's a dream setup. Brainiac is one of Superman's most iconic villains, a cold, calculating alien who collects civilizations like trophies. He's a perfect contrast to Superman's humanity and compassion. Pairing Superman with Supergirl opens the door for rich character dynamics too, Kryptonians with different experiences of survival and trauma learning to work together. Supergirl adds edge, perspective, and emotional contrast. And let's be real, Krypto teaming up with them, that's going to sell all the merch without feeling forced. A family of Kryptonians versus a universe-level threat like Brainiac, that's the kind of high-stakes, emotionally driven sci-fi epic that audiences want. It taps into the heart of Superman lore while staying grounded in character relationships. Plus, it expands the DC universe organically, no clunky Justice League setups, no forced cameos, just solid storytelling built on the foundation of a Superman who's actually likable again. So yes, Superman isn't just better than Batman v Superman, it's proof that this franchise finally understands what fans have been asking for all along. The future looks bright, the cape is clean, and the big blue Boy Scout is finally back in flight.
Am I just demonstrating? So if I say, that's what it is to be human, that feels like I'm trying to prove it still, as opposed to I really know it.
I think there's a little bit of,
okay,
but because
let me try
because
that.
The emotions are always lingering.
But isn't there something I felt like shit about myself since the recording came out. It's just been like, I don't belong, I'm shit, everything's a lie, I'm not who I thought I was. When is this not the moment where I go, I was wrong to feel that way?
That's exactly where the issue is, right?
Sorry, Snyder fans, your grayscale era is over. It's time to step into the sun. I know Aaron Fischer and Harsh Critics' YouTube strategy is like opening a restaurant and only serving one dish, cold, microwaved hate for James Gunn's Superman. You walk into their channel expecting a buffet of movie reviews, but it's just a looping slideshow of sighing dramatically, saying, while it's closed, ironically saying against Gunn, but gaining subscribers from talking about him every video. Send him a thank you card for your channel, guys. Aaron proudly calls his channel a review site, which is adorable considering the only thing he reviews is his blood pressure every time. James Gunn breathes near a DC set. Seriously, dude, I understand following or defending something you support. Why follow something you hate in the DCU closer than anything you like? All updates and news from Aaron, Fischer, or Harsh Critics are following projects they are supposedly against. They don't cover any other movie updates that are not tied to James Gunn. Want a take on the new Dune sequel? Nope. Deadpool and Wolverine? Not unless James Gunn has a cameo and he can yell about it. Even Barbie 2 could get announced and they are like, yeah, pink is fine, but have you seen what Gunn did to Superman? You can almost hear their upload schedule. Monday, James Gunn, still bad. Wednesday, Superman suit, more like super trash suit. Friday, James Gunn ruined my middle-aged man childhood. He claims he's not doing it for the algorithm, sure. And my dog wasn't eating homework for attention either. Let's be real, Harsh Critics and Aaron are not reviewing Superman. They are riding a movement wave of leftover Snyder bros, still crying and who use the dislike button on Gunn-related, as if they're filing for emotional damage. But hey, maybe next year they will give movie updates on something they like. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, just kidding. Going after James Gunn as a way to bring Zack Snyder back to DC is like setting your house on fire because you're mad the pizza delivery guy was late. Sure, you're passionate, but now everyone's just confused and your kitchen's melted. Let's be real, negativity sells. Outrage is algorithm candy. If you title your video James Gunn's Superman is DOA, here's why. With a thumbnail of Gunny, photoshopped as the devil, boom, clicks, comments, subscriptions from fellow Pitchfork enthusiasts. Why? It creates a tribe. People love belonging to something, even if it's a hate club. It's simple. Outrage is a lot easier than nuanced critique. You feed the algorithm. YouTube loves engagement, and nothing fuels engagement like controversy and keyboard wars. So yeah, if you want quick internet clout, becoming the official hater channels, it is a fast track to popularity with a certain crowd. It's the cinematic version of yelling boo in a crowded theater. This isn't film criticism, it's performance art, dressed in a cheap costume of honesty. Why? It's rarely about the movie. Most of the time, the rage isn't even based on the actual content. It's pre-release trailers, casting choices, or some offhanded comment from a director that gets blown up for views and it locks you into a persona. You become the guy who hates Gunn or the MCU is dead guy. Congratulations. Now you can't review anything without finding a way to complain. Even if you like something, your audience won't. It kills authenticity. You're not sharing your take. You're selling a mood. It's a shortcut, an exploit. Sure, you can build a subscriber base on hate, but it's brittle. Can you pivot or express nuance? Afraid your hater audience turns on you like you just offended Jar Jar Binks. Hating a movie for clicks is like buying followers. It inflates your numbers but empties your credibility because at the end of the day, if your whole platform is built on this movie sucks and here's why, again, you're not reviewing cinema, you're farming outrage. And that's not being a critic, that's being a content vending machine with a grudge. Let's hate on Gunn to get Snyder back. Yes, the 4D chess move of tanking. DC's current leadership to summon Snyder like he's a Pokemon. But here's the thing, studios don't respond to hate mobs with, you know what, let's rehire that other guy they liked before that we fired before. You can buy that discount 5-pack of JCPenney dress shirts, still wrinkled, cause you haven't washed and ran in a dryer. Sit in your room with a microphone spilling hate speech, like a toddler trying to drink without using a sippy cup. But being a leader of a hate mob only feeds delusion of grandeur. They respond by pulling the plug on everything, hiding in a bunker and greenlighting another Batman reboot. It's called panic mode, not bring back the Snyderverse mode. Gunn and Snyder aren't mortal enemies. This whole narrative of Gunn stole Snyder's lunch money and now must be avenged is pure fan fiction. They're colleagues who respect each other's work. Gunn has even praised Snyder publicly. Snyder fans using Gunn as a dartboard are just throwing hands at someone who probably texts Snyder holiday memes. Tanking Gunn's Superman doesn't help Snyder. Wanting Superman to fail isn't a power move. It's self-sabotage. If Gunn's film bombs, WB isn't going to say, clearly, the fans want more slow-mo dream sequences and black suit resurrections. They're going to say, oh no, superhero fatigue is real. Time to make Ezra Miller starring in Lego Flash. The Snyder director's extended Ultimate Edition cut. If you really want Snyder back in the DC sandbox, the best bet is for DC Studios to succeed. That means fans showing they're open-minded, engaged, and not just trying to burn it all down. To see their favorite director rise from the ashes like a moody phoenix, attacking Gunn to revive. Snyder is like throwing a tantrum at a wedding because you wanted the last DJ back. Now everyone's uncomfortable. The bride is crying, and the music's stopped completely. Want Snyder back. Campaign positively. Support the Rebel Moon universe. Celebrate his style. But sabotaging Gunn's shot at rebooting DC just makes everyone look like they're rage posting from their mom's basement. I talk about James Gunn and Superman because I believe in giving films a real shot, not because I'm trying to stir up drama or pretend Gunn ruined my childhood. If that sounds like your vibe, stick around. If you came for anti-gun propaganda, there are plenty of other channels doing that full-time. Those channels are afraid to have real debate and ignore all the valid points because rebuttals are their kryptonite and they lack the skill to admit a single point. Tyrone Magnus has the ability to dislike something, which is why I defend his right and consider his point of views, as he can highlight some positives, such as domestic performance for a film he isn't high on. The pure hate farming channels do not have that skill. As always, look up, not back. No Snyderverse, no problem. Next, Superman up, and away, so eyes to the skies.